Hello friends, today we will discuss about the three events of the blood clotting or blood coagulation process. The first event is vascular spasms. So we all know what is the meaning of vascular? Here vascular means blood vessels, right? And spasms mean contraction. In the first sequence of the blood clotting, which is occur is the blood spasms. That is, blood vessels become contracted, become narrower, so that it can reduce the blood loss for the several hours. And after that, the next event is the platelet plug formation. So we know platelets is a important cells in blood, which is present in the blood, and these platelets play a major role in the plaque formation or in clotting formation, right? So this plaque formation event, it have three events. In the first, the platelets become adhered and they stick into the damaged portions of the vessels. This is known as platelet adhesion. The second point is the platelet release reactions. Here, after the adhesion of the platelets, they become activated, and we all know platelets are n-nucleated. There is no nucleus in the platelets, and some granules are present in the cytoplasms, which are packed of vesicles, right? So from these vesicles, some chemicals are released, like ADP, like thrombosin A2, serotonin. These are also some chemicals which are released from the platelet granules, platelet vesicles. Okay, and this thrombosin and serotonin helps in the constriction, in the narrower of the blood vessels as well, right? And the third step of the platelet plug formation is the agglutination of platelets. Large number of platelets become accumulated by this ADP. We know ADP act as a sticky substance by which platelets become accumulated or adhered with each other and forms a net or mesh-like structure which we called plaque. Now, the third and the important event of the blood coagulation, that is the clotting formation. We know there are 13 clotting factors present in our blood which are helps in the clotting formation. These clotting formation events are divided in two pathways. One is the extrinsic pathway, another one is the intrinsic pathway. So now what is the extrinsic means? Extrinsic means when the trauma happens in the extrinsic outer side. That's mean in tissue. So first, whenever a trauma or any damage occurs in the tissue, some tissue factors released which are known as TF. And these tissue factors are the thromboplastin, that is the factor 3. And these tissue factors along with the calcium, it activate another protein factor known as factor 10, and then factor 10 along with calcium and another factor 5, they activate an enzyme known as prothrombinase. Up to this is the extrinsic pathway. Now the intrinsic pathway, suppose the hemorrhage or the damage occurred inside the blood vessels. Now extrinsic pathway become activated, and in the damaged blood vessel, some platelets also be damaged. These damaged blood vessels along with some damaged platelets, they activate the factor 12, and this factor 12 along with calcium and the phospholipids, this phospholipid comes from the damaged platelets, right? These phospholipids and calciums activate the another protein factor known as factor 10. And after this is the intrinsic pathway. In both pathway, prothrombinase become activated, right? After the activation of the enzyme prothrombinase, these activated enzyme convert the prothrombin to thrombin. We know prothrombin is a inactive factor 2, right? When it's get converted into thrombin, it becomes activated, and these reactions happens with the help of prothrombinase enzyme. After that, these thrombin activate another protein factor which is known as fibrinogen, and it is a factor number 1. Fibrinogen activates into fibrin, and there is also another role of factor 12 to activate the fibrin, right? These fibrins and the blood cells coordinately helps in the blood clotting mechanism. So this is the overall pathway of the blood coagulation. Thank you.